in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite in Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every game day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle, dripping heat. Tiger stripe the city streets. East side, stand up. West side, stand up. If you reppin', who day? Time to put your hands up. Bingo stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Who day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes be tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move closing on? Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange on bottle. Bingo bottle. Never stop it till the beast.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the conquering two-time AFC North Division champs, baby. 2 years in a row. Now, do me a favor. If you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. You guys are awesome. I'm at 2,013 subscribers. Again, I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter and you still haven't subscribed to my channel, 2,013 people have. Why haven't you? Please do so. Please go to the YouTube channel, Sports with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button. Hit the bell for notification. Every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, we're doing super chats. So if you guys got something, I know you guys have missed Cap. He's been out and about and wandering the earth looking for Who Dey fans and trying to figure out his meaning in life. No, I'm just kidding. He's been busy. Cap's on the show. You guys got something you want to ask Cap? Go to super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Hell, this show and every show is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. Also, if you guys have not signed up for Betfred yet, why the hell not? You should. Betting is legal here in Ohio, so make sure you go sign up with Betfred Sports. I don't have a QR code anymore. I know Bengals and Brewers have it, but I haven't received it yet. But make sure you go and sign up. But what I can do is this. JackpotJoey9.com. We got new stuff, new gear, all kinds of stuff. It's all right there. JackpotJoey9.com. It's a lot easier on the website. It will take credit cards, all this stuff. You don't have to DM Maddie, any of that stuff. So the beer you have to go find at a store. Cigars, that you might have to DM Maddie for. But anyway, but the gear and all that stuff, go to jackpotjoey9.com. Remember, portions of the proceeds go to the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Fund. So you don't not only get to wear cool stuff, but you're helping out a great cause. And, of course, our great quarterback, Jackpot Joey Burrow. What's up to everybody in the chat? You guys are blowing it up. Kevin, James, Cap's in there. Wow, Cap's popular. Chris is in there. Greg, my Crypt Keeper. Robbie's in there. William, Johnny Paps, Matthew, Stranger, my boy, Pork Chop, and my boy, Cat Post. Son of Ice is in there. See, Stranger, you were first, so I just got to give you your props. You were first for getting into it today, so congratulations on that. All right, guys, it's over. Playoffs start Sunday, 8:15, 8 o'clock. I can't wait. Sunday Night Football. We're going to roll the Ratbirds. Let's get to Cap. See what he has got to say about it.
Who Dey, baby.
What's up, baby? Where you been at? What's going on, man?
Contrary to what you said, I have not been wandering the earth searching for the meaning of life. I have been wasting hours online, getting absolutely by trolls. Yeah, that's my life.
What was that again? You've been what?
I've been on by trolls.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Man, the Ravens fans are just, they get bitter. And it's
Very
funny
bitter.
because, gaslighting is real. And the reverse psychology some of these fans, and it's just Twitter. It's not all fans. Don't get me wrong. It's for whatever reason on Twitter, they flock to Twitter. And
they are Ravens, so they
yeah,
flock.
and they
They're dirty
just
birds. They're rat birds.
you can't say a word without all of them then rushing, saying you're crying when they're the ones like rapid tweeting under your it's nuts. I wish they all get jobs in 2023. I wish them the best of luck. Goodness.
So Robbie in here says the coin flip set the tone for the celebration. I love it. I'm so glad they did that and stick it to the NFL. I thought it was awesome. I mean, what was your thoughts on Mixon's coin flip? I thought they did it perfect, and he said it spun up there for a while too. He was talking about it afterwards, how great a flip it actually was.
I love it. It's a long time coming that we feel like we can actually talk smack back to opponents, to the league, to whatever else. I've been a big proponent of standing up for ourselves for a long time.
Absolutely.
We have self-hating Bengals fans. Yeah, I've had a couple of Bengals fans, and I use that term loosely with them, coming after me, telling me, and I'm not going to make this about me, but I'll tie this back to the Bengals as a whole. Coming after me, he whines too much, he cries too much. There are how many games this year on Twitter I haven't said a word. You might call out a bad call, but not make it a big deal. I also call out a good play, but not make it a big deal. It's just live tweeting on the moment. And anyone that feels like they cannot ridicule officiating because it's not the right thing to do, somebody lied to you.
Well, one thing I'll say is the hit on T. Higgins and them dancing over top of him pissed me off. I was livid after that hit. They drilled T. I'm not saying it was a bad hit or anything. They drilled, but then they're standing over him dancing. That's the one that ticked me off. And then you got the Joe Burrow got his face mask ripped off.
That irritated the hell out of me.
It's like, how are you missing these calls? So what we're complaining about are legitimate things. I mean, it's not like we're just making the stuff up.
Yeah. I mean, people on Twitter have probably seen some, and it's like 2 or 3, but they're it seems like they're the weird Bengals fan that like lives on Facebook and talks crap, secretly, and you don't really know who they are, but they're the whispers spread. You've seen me go at it, just a couple of them, because Bengals fans are great, except for a few of them, but they'll be like, "Oh no, that's AFC North football." I saw the one that I called out yesterday in a Ravens tweet. Say, "Hey, Ravens fans, I come in peace. I really hope Lamar Jackson gets to play. I wish the best for you guys." And I'm like, bro, they're not going to date you. You are not going to get a date with Lamar Jackson. You're supposedly wearing a Bengals shirt. And you're trying to get a date with Lamar. Like, dude, come on.
Well, actually, according to Adam Schefter, I saw this on NFL Live right before I came on here. According to him, Lamar still has swelling on his knee. So
I don't think he's playing.
I don't think. I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't think he's gonna play, but it's not looking like it. He hasn't played in a month. He hasn't practiced in a month.
It's not financially smart to either. The team's shown no commitment to sign him for what he thinks he's worth. Now, I think his self-worth is inflated beyond belief. He's just not been successful in the biggest moments of the game.
Well, his stock, since he's going on his MVP, if you go look at his numbers, they gradually went down and down and down every year. They're not, compared to the year he won his MVP, he hasn't been as accurate a passer, hasn't scored as many points. His rushing yards, everything's going down.
Yeah, it's true. So I doubt we see him. I wouldn't be afraid if we did. We should have beat him that first game. If we didn't have a quarterback still getting over the appendicitis and still issues with long snapper, trying to feel that just freakish stuff. We didn't have Reader that game, which was gigantic. I mean, us losing Reader on defense is like them being without Lamar on offense.
Right.
I mean, he makes that big of an impact and has made that this year. So to have, maybe a couple of things not really bounce our way and they need a field goal at the last second to win by 2 points. Man, bring on Lamar. I'm not afraid of Lamar.
That's what was funny. When I was me and Chandler were walking out of the game yesterday, we were talking and we're like, all right, we got to play them again next week. And me and him are having our own conversation as we're walking out. And he's like, what, you think Lamar's going to play? I said, I have no idea. I said, he hasn't played in a month. Well, apparently I kind of talk loud so people can I just do it anyway. I don't mean to talk loud, but you could hear my conversation. So apparently there's a Ravens fan walking right next to me, which I didn't know. And he goes, you better pray to God that Lamar doesn't come back next week. I'm like, why? We damn near beat him last time. I said, we dropped 40 on him last year. Oh, blah, blah, blah. He's going to, like, all right, dude, whatever. I'm like, Lamar Jackson doesn't scare me. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, if everything is perfect around Lamar and Lamar happens to be hot, he can be dangerous. But perfect is, the running game is working and whatever defense they're playing can't defend the run and they get a lead. And then, hey, I've seen Lamar throw some beautiful passes to like wide open receivers with no one near them for like 15 yards.
Yeah, I miss them too.
I can't remember. No one calls out the amazing Lamar throws threading the needle between two players on a regular basis like we see Joe Burrow do. He's just not as good a passer.
Did you see? I wish I could remember who tweeted this out, and I quote tweeted. I said Patrick Mahomes, who Joe Burrow actually did a no look pass.
Yep.
In the game yesterday.
Balding.
So we
Brian
had,
Baldinger.
Yes. That's who it was.
Yeah.
So we had that one, and then I set out the one where he scrambled all over the place and made the play. And I said, Lamar, who? That's the thing. He does what those guys do, but he doesn't get the credit for it. It's ridiculous. I mean, Jackpot Joey, in my mind, is the best quarterback in the NFL, bar none.
He's got a debate to it. I feel like, and God, this sounds like I'm catering to whatever, but when you're talking about the best, I feel like the top three in any position are going to be really, really, really well. I should say most every position, because Aaron Donald for quite a few years, not this year, but the gap between him and number two was just huge.
Oh, yeah.
But everything else, like your top three are just so good. And with quarterback, with the different styles of play of quarterback, you talk about the Mahomes, Burrow, and Allen, and Allen's basically a linebacker with an arm who can run. Yeah, Mahomes is I don't want to say shifty because he's not the fastest dude, but he'll surprise you with his speed, and he's elusive in the pocket when he's not playing the Bengals. And he's got a cannon for an arm. He can, but Burrow is kind of he's not gonna hit the truck stick like Allen can. But other than that, he's got every characteristic of every other QB that you put in. And for me, that's my guy that I want at the top. I don't necessarily want the strongest arm. You don't need
that.
I don't need my QB, trucking over linebackers, but I want everything to be great. And that's Burrow. Yeah. Cincy James, he's all of them combined.
Exactly.
So that's my guy. That's why, the debate for me, it can be had, and he's number one. I understand how not everybody's going to agree with that, and that's fine. That's cool. It's close. We're lucky to be watching this fun quarterback play, and it's not Lamar, it's not Ben, it's not Deshaun, it's not. Yeah, it's just Cincinnati. Cincinnati's the class of the division.
And one thing I like here, this is a legendary comment, I think, from Joe Burrow yesterday, where he talked about his window, and Williams kind of put it over, said, his window is always open. He said, our window to win Super Bowls is my entire career. Joe said that, and he didn't flinch. He wasn't trying to be arrogant. He just like, that's our window. And
that's important. For all the fans that worry, like the scare, don't let some of the extreme analytics get you down. When you look at windows and when teams win, it doesn't necessarily have to end after the first big contract, after a rookie contract for QB. You can make it work. I mean, they're paying Patrick Mahomes an arm and a leg, record contract, and they're still in talks. They're favored to win the AFC. So I'm not worried about it. Now, it'll be interesting when things have to get creative with the guaranteed contracts and whatever money has to be put in escrow and things like that. But you know what? The ownership has shown the willingness to do things differently in order to keep this core together. And I trust that they'll do that.
Exactly. I had put pork chops comment up there. The one that does worry me is Alex Kappa. It doesn't sound like he's going to be ready to go for this playoff game. Hopefully the next one. I mean, Zach in his press conference said we'll know more. There you go. Zach said that they would know more later on today about how Alex is doing. But from stuff I've heard, he might be done for the year. I don't know. That does worry me because we're back. I don't want to say we're back to where we were last year because I think Adeniji did really well in replacing LC. And Sharpie did okay, and it's not like he's a rookie. He's a veteran. He like Zach said that he's been here since the beginning of the season. They picked him up right before the season started. So they're not going to be the same, but as long as we keep Jackpot upright, we're going to be good. That's going to be the key. And it's not like Baltimore; they still have a good pass rush. So I mean, yesterday was a good challenge, and this week's a good challenge too, as far as how the offensive line gels. With the new guys in there, because we got a whole new right side again, which is
I'm worried. But as always, I'm not going to concentrate on what I should be worried about. I'm going to concentrate on the fact that we were a little bit worried about Jonah to start, and it looks like he's come back to form. Whatever. Maybe what I saw was wrong, and he was fine. It didn't feel to me like it was up to his standards, and right. Now it seems like he's back. Karras is just a huge upgrade. I mean, there's just Teddy's the man.
Yeah, Ted, I love that dude. I freaking love that dude.
Adeniji has taken huge strides forward, and the fact that he is in his most natural position, the position that he likes the most, the side he likes the most.
Yep.
That's huge. So. If we have, I think of it as this way, yes, he's not LC. Yes, whoever steps in for Kappa, if it's needed, is not Kappa. But we are still quite a bit better than we were last year, even with that center left being stable.
How'd you like this? Because that's the one that started the fight yesterday. I didn't even see him because I was watching Joe. Joe threw the ball in the dirt, and I saw everybody running to the sideline. I guess that's when Carmen blocked this guy all the way out of bounds.
Finished his block. Funny thing is, Ravens fans took issue with that, because I won't. I mean, I'm tweeting to Bengals fans. You all know that. I hope I'm not an absolute moron. Now, like you just said it with that play. Mm-hmm. That was opposite field. Pretty good distance away. And when we're sitting there in the stands, a lot of you who tweet at me get it. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of you have seen mistakes that I've made, like live in game. I know you've seen it. You've liked something or you've liked somebody's correction, but you didn't also comment because you didn't want to pile on because all it takes is one person saying, "Oh, hey, I saw it on TV. That's wrong." Like, okay, great. Instead of me having 8,000, "Hey, you're wrong." Yeah, I know. Thanks. I know. We don't see everything on the field.
No.
I honestly, with you, did not see that block.
I just saw them run over there, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?"
The whole game, I'm watching Ravens offensive linemen, big dudes, diving at knees. Mm-hmm. Which
they're a dirty team, Cap. They're a dirty team.
Number one, that's not the most successful way to block. I mean, that's just Captain Obvious here. Duh. You want to put somebody on their ass. You're not going to do that by going after somebody's knees, somebody hops over you and then crushes your QB. But they were doing it all game. Little
Right.
stuff after the whistle, little tugs, little pushes, little shoves. I saw a punch thrown. Just all the team acknowledged it. They know, they saw, and Zach was mad that the officials were just holding their flags the whole time.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm going to tweet, Ravens starting fights out here. I don't care if I am 50% right, 100% right, 0% right. You know what? Hey, that's a benefit. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because they sucked whole game. They were mad. They were angry. They lost. They're not champs. They wanted to be. They thought they were. Maury Povich says, answer is no, you're not. Burrow is your dad.
Exactly. So I have a question. Now I'm trying to remember this. Okay, so when T. Higgins got hit and they didn't really dance over, but they danced, and that just pissed me off.
I'll just say it didn't bother me.
That one pissed me off. But wasn't that like right after that? Is that when was that the same drive when Jackson did that? I can't remember. I have a feeling that it was. That's
my head hurt so badly. I was trying to stay upright, and everybody that called out the video that I was like losing my mind. Like I need to control myself because I need to make sure, like, there's a group of kids beside me that I kept looking for. That anytime, like, I'm jumping in the air, I'm making sure I'm not going to jump on a child. And I lost my mind from the very beginning of the game. Spent myself way too soon, and I was chewing ibuprofen. So I don't remember.
All right.
Like,
real quick here, Jack's the Baltimore fan. Okay, I didn't say the hit was dirty. I just said he got hit and they were dancing over him, and that's
who's Johnson?
That's what I'm saying.
No, who's Johnson?
I said the hit on. I think he means Higgins.
Oh,
I think is what he means.
Yeah, it's funny for all the Ravens fans, like the death threats and stuff like that. That hit. So hey, Jack, I don't know if you remember watching, but quite a few years ago, the Steelers hit Marvin Jones, folded him in half. Dalton kind of tossed it a little too high, and Marvin Jones got folded in half. It was brutal. I had no problem with that hit. That Higgins hit looked the same. I mean, square in the stomach.
Yeah, I had no problem with the hit. It's just they just take me off of the celebration and stuff. I'm like, you can't see. It's kind of like the stupid Steelers doing the chest compression.
I get it.
You can't do that after what we just saw.
I'm not opposing you. I just think it's funny because all these Ravens fans are coming after me when I didn't have a problem with that. It's easy to react and have a problem with that because
I was surprised you didn't hear me yelling. I was pissed.
I thought it was classless that they were dancing around there.
Yeah,
because it was clear the intent, what they were trying to do the whole game. But I can only control. They're trying to get in people's heads with the little dancing and the cute stuff.
How'd that work?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to worry about that. It's the actual hits, like trying to break Burrow's neck with the extreme face mask and going after the knees.
You know that we were on Bengals and Brews last night after the game, and I think Arrow put a picture of it, and it reminded me of Ken Anderson back in the day.
I retweeted side by side.
Yeah, they tried to rip his head off. That's exactly what it looked like. It was the same freaking thing. It's like, and the back judge is right there. It's like, how do you miss that? And kudos to Zach. Zach, if you read his lip, he goes, "How you can't miss that? How do you miss that? It's right in front of you."
I zoomed. So I've got decent vision. I won't say that I've got like eagle eye, but I thought I saw a couple of words, and you could see in the video I tweeted, like it looks Blair Witch because I'm like, oh, I got to get this because he's lighting somebody up, and I only caught where the referee's in front. But you can see his head,
right?
Like he's like getting into it.
Like, he was pissed.
And then when he comes to the side, you can see, like this is boom. Like you can't miss that. And then later he was lighting him up again. It was a TV timeout, and he's like, "Screw it." He walks off the sideline, meets the referee in the middle of the field, just to draw at him some more. I love it. Marvin never did that. I love Marvin's football mind. Very, very intelligent head coach. But, going back to, fans coming after me and people telling us we're whining. Marvin had this feeling that, you know what, it's out of his control. We can only focus on what we can control.
Right.
That is a good overall statement, except for the fact that when these players are putting their lives on the line and busting their ass, and they can see that, okay, we're not going to stoop to their level. But we're just going to let them go after our knees over and over and over and not say anything because it's out of our control. That affects players. And I can tell you for a fact, I've had conversations with players. When the coach lights somebody up and stands up for them, they appreciate it. It gets them fired up. And Zach is that dude. Everybody, wants to talk about Zach being a nice guy. You all don't see what we see from our seats that the TV cameras don't show. Anything goes wrong, he is lighting somebody's ass on fire. I love him.
Yeah. All right, Kevin here wants to know, do we know how T's doing? Only reports I heard is T might have a hip pointer or something like that. But other than that, I think he's fine. I've never had a hip pointer. I'm sure it sounds painful, but there was no, he's not on the injured list, right? Which none of that's coming out yet. But that's the only thing I heard from him. So the only one I know that's most likely out is Kappa. Because that looked pretty bad when I rewatched it on there. So that's, like I said, we talked about that earlier.
And that was just a freak accident, looked like Teddy was blocking his guy and, guy fell into his lower leg. So,
yeah,
and nothing against the Ravens. Then,
right.
No worry. But
it just happened.
There were a lot of things going on that we all saw. And the TV cameras didn't necessarily show. So all these Ravens fans in their mom's basement with the rabbit ears trying to make sure they get the local channel because they don't pay for cable. They didn't see it. So sorry, people.
So I have a question. I know Drew Garrison tweeted this out. Now we put out there that Bengals put it out there. They're going to work. Looks like they're the uniform combination is going to be the all white with the orange helmet. And I guess Drew Garrison found out that they could do the white helmet for playoffs. Have you heard anything?
That's been known.
Have you heard anything if they're going to do that, or is it going to be the orange helmet?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be orange helmet. I mean, they can do anything. I feel like there's a lead in time that they need,
right?
But I'm not real. The whole whiteout thing on this, I don't know. It's I hate to say it, but it's just the Ravens. There's a good chance.
And honestly, the funny thing, if you listen to Joe Burrow's comments, he was not looking past the Ravens, but he did say, the next round, that one should be a coin flip. So for you saying it's just the Ravens, I'm kind of like, Joe kind of already talking about playing Buffalo.
Yeah. I mean, based on everything that we know now, the conversations I've had, it's funny because a lot of people got on Florio. Florio's got some bad takes, and his sources.
He's got bad info too.
But it's really interesting that the things that I heard through various channels, he said the same things through his various channels. And I'm thinking, I wonder if he talked to the same people. But I mean, if you think about it, when Florio says that the Bills were going to forfeit, and the first words out of Zach's mouth, and I feel great. I didn't want to talk about this. I've known it for a long time. I didn't want to talk about this immediately after because it's just not the right time.
Right.
Looks like Hamlin's going to be great, which is just
He by the
amazing.
Way, he went home. I want to get that. He went home to Buffalo.
Oh, he was jumping around for that first kickoff return. Jumped out and beep stuff's beeping. Everybody's rushing.
So
and
prayers.
He's fine.
Thank you, God, that he is getting better. And hell, I mean, I'm not going to put it past him. He might go play football again.
Hey, if the doctors say it's safe and, it sounds like there's a big chance that this was just a 1 in a billion freak accident and he feels comfortable playing, I hope he wins comeback player of the year. You're good for him.
Absolutely.
So it's easier to say now, but
right.
When Zach opens up a presser saying, with all that going on and decisions were about to be made, he went over and he's like, I'm not going to talk about everything that was said. I thought it was very interesting when he said it. And then I heard what I heard. that he said that, because I'm like, all right, there are things that have been said that why, there's reasons why he doesn't want to say, because they were going to forfeit.
Yeah,
And
well,
then he comes out and
exactly.
says, McDermott said, I can't be here. I have
Right.
got to be at the hospital. So head coach was going to leave. Josh Allen was going to jet to be at the hospital. Like basically all of your starters, half your team, if you're not forfeiting, they were going to leave to go to the hospital. But apparently forfeit was talked about, and the Bengals saved them from having to make that decision, because they weren't told that we wouldn't be resuming like the next night. And then the Bills left, which made it strange. And then
I was kind of surprised they left so quick. I thought they might at least stick around to see how tomorrow. And it's something bad. They can do whatever they want. Which I understand. It's hard to get hotel rooms. And,
yeah.
So I afterwards, after I thought about it, okay, yeah, I understand why.
Yeah, it was more that they weren't staying around to play the game the next day. I assumed we'd be here and it was going to be tough for all of us to come back, but I assumed we'd be here and that we'd be back the next day.
I was thinking, yeah, like worst case Thursday night. Maddie's on there saying I'm one jackpot Joey Beer away from a hip pointer. And by the way, you're saying I fell. That was 2 weeks ago, Maddie. I made it around, did my victory lap, and did not fall yesterday. So I'm just
pregame. I saw that in the stands.
It was nice.
No, you fell.
I tripped. I backed up over.
Okay, Harbaugh.
I backed up over to the armrest and hit that. But I fell on my butt, so it wasn't that bad.
I'm glad you're okay.
Me too.
See, that's why I don't drink, because if I jumped around drinking, you wouldn't see Cap on TV again.
The thing is, we were standing up there, and I was standing in the aisleway, and I just fell backwards. There's so many people standing down there. And that's how I ended up falling. That's how I usually fall. It doesn't take me too much. I'm a big guy. Once I start going down,
Timber.
There's no recovering. So
I got something in my eye, but I'm trying to look at. I'm behind on comments too. Chris said Cat's pictures posted in AFC North War Room. I'm terrified of what that means, because AFC North. That's a
Facebook group.
Oh boy. Hopefully it's good, but you know what? I'm not surprised if everybody was making fun of me. It happens. Cincy James asking, brother-in-law one of them got me a Jack Daniel's Select, and that's why
Wow, you're way behind.
I have. I'm way behind. I have always been a fan of Jack Daniel's since I was young, way too young to be drinking Jack Daniel's. That's my go-to. My I can drink Jack Daniel's all night long and be stone sober. I don't know why. It's in my blood. So I've never had it though. I've only had the regular. I've never had Select. I like it. It's fun.
There you go.
Crown saw me on TV yesterday. Thank you. It always scares me, because every now and then I'll do something stupid. Like, I hope they don't put that on there. I was doing a little dance, gyrating my stuff. And I'm like, I hope they don't get that. And they did not.
Your stuff.
For the sake of all of you, they did not. Let's see. Crypt saw me on TV too. Yeah, dude. That run, man. I mean, there were 4 times during that run that I'm like, he's toast. He's toast. And then we know we got screwed over the Monday Night Football game. We know I was terrified of having to play in Baltimore, not because I thought we wouldn't win, but I'm like, I really want to be there, and I'm not going to Baltimore. In that case, I haven't decided yet if we win and we end up playing the Bills and we have to go to Buffalo. I don't know that I want to go. I don't know that I want to give them money. I don't know that I want the NFL to have my money. I don't know if I want a local fan to get all the extra money, the tickets, the markup, in their pocket. I don't know if I want to spend any money in the city. I'll be honest. I mean, if that conversation between the coaches that is probably recorded and the NFL has, if that leaked, I think we find out that they could have stopped all of this mess and said, hey, we were going to forfeit. Let's just go ahead and do that. And then there's no mess. There's no weird coin flip drama. There's no questions from the players. I mean, that affected the game. Their heads weren't in it like it would have been had they just clinched. Nobody got to celebrate.
Right.
And they could have done the right thing, but whatever.
And one thing here, Citizen James says, I thought they voted. He said the Bills reportedly abstained.
So yeah, I saw that too. Supposedly they abstained.
I thought they voted. That's what the Kansas City abstained is what I was told, and Buffalo and Baltimore voted. Is what I heard.
I was surprised KC abstained.
Yeah, I heard they abstained.
Honestly, they should have voted no.
In my opinion, all the teams that were involved should have not voted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How did the Ravens get to vote yes?
Of course
they're like, yes. We don't care. And then they get the opportunity. Oh, yeah. Weirdos. So super weirdos. What else did I miss? I thought there was something else. Are the Bengals the only team in the North that are good sportsmen? I think so. The Steelers, it is an organizational failure dating back decades. It's just ugly within there. Now, I feel like lately they've been less ugly, and maybe it's because they haven't been good. I don't know. But the Ravens, it feels like I haven't seen a problem. I haven't felt like there's been a problem. Thank you, Kevin. For a long time with the Ravens, but they were out of nowhere, just left and right, it felt like. So they're bitter because they're losers. And that's just weak. That's LDE, and you know what that is.
Now, yeah. Now, the only way, if I'm right on this, the only way that we can get if we get a next round playoff is we need Buffalo to lose.
I'll be cheering hard for that. I love Buffalo fans. I overall love the team next year. I want to see them crushed because we should have a home playoff up until we play KC. Competitive advantage, maybe not. But I really wanted the extra games in Cincinnati. The fans deserve it. I don't even live in Cincinnati yet. I'm in Columbus, and obviously I can drive there. But what about all those local fans? All those fans that have traveled for the Super Bowl thinking that was going to be the one last year and are still paying on those tickets.
Right.
Thankfully I can keep paying on new tickets, stuff like that. But there are a lot of fans that don't, the guy that, his kid, it was a Christmas gift and Monday night, and they ended it after 7-8 minutes. Somebody called him out and mentioned something. And since he said it, I wasn't going to say anything, but he said it publicly. But I gifted him tickets so he could take his son and have a proper Christmas gift for him. And so they got to see the Bengals beat the Ravens. What about them? What about all the fans from the Bills game what are they going to do? Give me that other home, beat the Ravens. And then I'm gonna be rooting hard when I'm watching the Dolphins game. I'd love to see us beat the Dolphins again.
I haven't heard this, and I think it's already set. He says the NFL's pushing us for Monday night game. You mean are you talking about round 2? I guess you got to be talking about. I guess
no, for ending for going along with and allowing the Bills to save themselves from forfeiting. Now, okay. I think if the Bills if we would have just said, I'm sorry, but they're going to penalize us for this. So you want to forfeit, you're going to have to forfeit. I think then there would have been issues for the Bills from the league. It wouldn't have been us. We do the right thing and they just blame us.
Right. But that's here nor there right now. We can't do anything about it. All we can do is go out there and beat the Ratbirds' ass. And hey, if Buffalo loses, then we get the back to home field advantage. And it could happen. I mean, one thing I was watching NFL Live before I started here. Dan Orlovsky was pointing out how Buffalo's secondary really wasn't playing that good against New England. So that's one thing that kind of gives me hope as far as if we have to go play them. Which I'll put it this way: I'm planning on going to go play them. I would if I go to. I have no problem going to Buffalo. If I don't know if I will or not. I don't know if I can afford it, but I will go there. I will try to go there. But for what Dan Orlovsky was saying, it gives me hope as far as the Bengals playing playing the Bills. Their secondary is so hurt, and I don't think they can cover Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd.
Buffalo doesn't worry me.
No.
As a team.
No, honestly, none of them do, Cap. Can't say it doesn't worry me either.
That's no disrespect to any of them, because any given Sunday, it could be the Browns that beat us. We've seen it. Any given Sunday, it's just it's not a daunting task for this Bengals team to beat that Bills team. We're all on the same tier. So, it could be a battle, but hey, I mean, Monday night, the way things were rolling, it was about to get ugly and out of hand very, very quickly. What worries me is if we go to Buffalo into a freaking snowstorm, then all of your advantages get wiped out. And it's basically, it might as well be a coin toss. Who doesn't slip, where the ball slides.
Now you say that. Now remember how many points that Miami put up against Buffalo in a snowstorm. So they were able to throw the ball. You remember that was a Thursday night game? Because that was actually Thursday night game.
It is not always a thing. So. Weather, like, I hate it when weather, I got to admit, I get it. Yeah, football is supposed to be played outdoors. I am not completely opposed to domes, though, because then you're only worrying about the talent of the players. Now, you give us 6 Super Bowls, 7 Super Bowl wins, then I'm probably like, oh, yeah, play it out in the elements. Our trophy case is stocked up. I desperately want that first, and whatever I can do to protect it and the conditions that surround it, I want. I want everything to work out for the Bengals, and so far all the cards are stacked against us.
All right, to answer John's question here, yeah, there's no it doesn't sound like Cap is going to play this week, but there's nothing's been 100%. Zach said that they will find out more later on tonight, so maybe we'll find out something more tomorrow later on in the week. So, but it doesn't look like Cap is going to play this week.
Chris, what do you guys say to the Bengals fans that say NFL will never let Cincy win the Super Bowl? It feels like sometimes they're right. Dude, I agree. And it sucks because I really feel like what's going to have to happen is, hey, the referees, the times that they were holding the flags in their pockets just yesterday shows that we're going to have to run the score up and get it out of their hands. So this Sunday, we're going to have to score. We're going to have to score every drive to make sure, because I guarantee it, once again, the officials are going to meddle. It's going to be a different crew. I don't trust the NFL. I do not at all.
This should be really interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but I said all I have to do is win 4 more games. Would love to play San Francisco, the Sucky Niners, in the Super Bowl for the third time. Third time's a charm. I would love to beat the Sucky Niners. They tortured me my entire childhood. I was not a Joe Montana fan. That's why I refused to call Joe Burrow Joe Cool. You call him whatever you want. Don't call him Joe Cool. That's Joe Montana, who beat us twice in the Super Bowl. I refuse. That's why I still to this day call him the Sucky Niners. I would love to do that, but I'm also scared because I don't want to go get beat by them for the 4th time or 3rd time. But I'm down for it, man. I say I'm not scared. I don't like saying scared because I'm not scared of anybody. I just don't want to lose to for a 3rd time. Go ahead.
I think that's a good idea, and this ties into Crypt Keeper. Worrying about Collinsworth Sunday Night Football, the Collinsworth curse being real. Crypt, we're winning this game because you said that, and I'm glad you said it. And I was a little nervous, and you said that, and I'm very calm now, and I'm very confident. So thank you, and I'll tell you why. This team is built to break curse after curse after all last year. Over and over and over. During this run, I mean, we had some horrible stuff start at the beginning of the season, really largely out of our control. And everybody was willing to give up. Like, do you realize the run that the Bengals are going to have to go on to end this? I mean, hear those fans in the beginning of the year. Do you realize the run that they're going to have to go on with Zach as head coach? And yeah, they did it. Bring on the curses, man. The more curses that we could have in every game, it just means we're going to win.
And that chip is getting bigger and big. That chip, they just gave them a reason to be pissed off. Gave them a chip on their shoulder. It's like, beginning of the year, last year was a fluke, yada, yada, yada. All right, you went and screwed us out. And this is what drives me nuts. Pat McAfee was on his show and you say this is a bad look for Bengals fans. There's a man's life at stake here. We're not saying that. And that's what's driving me freaking nuts when people say it's not more important a man's life. We're not saying that. We're saying football.
Anybody that says that,
it should have been a coin flip. If we had to go coin flip with Baltimore, if we lost, then the number 2 seed that we got taken away from us, a chance to get that should be a coin flip. That's all we're saying. That's it. I'm tired of people going,
remember,
it's bigger than a guy's life. I'm not
anyone that says that, just remember, the league went on. The Buffalo Bills didn't forfeit after the fact. They could have said, no, hey, this is a mess, blah, blah, blah. Well, all that we care about's Damar Hamlin will forfeit. There are a million ways. The league could have paused everything. The league could have pushed out the season a couple of weeks. There's so many things that could have been done for the sake of the life of Damar Hamlin. No one lifted a finger because there's still a job to be done. There's still games to be played. The season was going to go on. All we're talking about is that every one of the other fans who wants to try to take whatever mythical moral high ground that they don't have, they don't own, is talking about their team. That's all we're doing. We're talking about our team too. In fact, we have nothing to do with what happened at Monday night. Unfortunately, it happened to the Bills. We came in and helped save the look for them and the record. And honestly, like what we did gives them the ability to have home field advantage against the Chiefs. We helped the Bills out in a big, big, big way. We gifted them something that
give them number 2 seed.
Yeah, they were not going to get on their own because they were about to leave the game.
That's what I was trying to explain to some people. It's like we're not mad. I'm upset they should have just kept the rules the way it was. Like they already had it that way, which we wouldn't have got the 2 seed anyway. But when you change rules and then you give the advantage to this team, but not to us when you took our chance away from getting that number 2 seed.
There was a path to 2. According to the rules, if they would have used the COVID rules and some of the ideas that they had put into play with forfeiture, basically you're looking at one team that can't continue and one team that can. The team that can't continue forfeits. That's oversimplifying.
I'm not saying that they should have forfeited at all. I'm just saying they should have.
Yeah, you're allowed to. Later. Hey, if you feel like they should have, you're allowed to. I'm not backing down from that.
I just think they should have played the game. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying because that was.
I would have liked to see the NFL try harder to make that game happen.
I did. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you just brought up COVID. We had so many different games.
The Bills weren't going to play that game.
Yeah.
Now the Bengals were willing to. It hurt. It was shocking, but it wasn't the Bengals who saw all of that. People don't realize it's not that the team's heartless and all they care about is winning. It wasn't as directly affecting them as it was his teammates, guys that have bled and sweat with him and saw what it was a totally different situation. I don't want to take anything away from the trauma that the Bills had to go through. And I've had the conversation with people. He's like, oh, wow, how are you so sure the Bengals will win? I am not saying a W, no matter how they would have got at Monday Night Football, meant anything about the quality of the Bengals over the Bills. It's all a matter of circumstance at that point. If only the emotional state of the players, would it be a fair win? Absolutely not. But if it happened to the Bengals, I would expect us to forfeit. I honestly would.
That's the thing. It's like we were being nice and we did the right thing. And we just get it slapped in our face. That's the part, and it just sucks. But I hate keep dwelling on this because there's nothing we can do about it. We have to go. We got to beat Baltimore again this week and play either Miami or Buffalo next week. If it's Miami, then it's here. If it's Buffalo, we're going there and playing. So, and just to talking about the 2 games in front of us here, which I know Zach always says, we're taking one game at a time. None of these teams scare me. I've said this before that I think we are more talented, a better coach team, and just all around a better team because we already know how to do this. They did this last year. Yep. So we had beginning of the year had the whole thing where they said, "Oh, it's Super Bowl hangover," which is all bull crap. It wasn't Super Bowl hangover. Our offensive line was starting to gel. We had 3 new guys on there, and Joe Burrow was recovering from appendicitis. So that was the problem with the beginning of the season. Now we're going full bore. And the way yesterday looked to me, Cap, is to me, they actually looked a little rusty, to be honest. And also, I think Zach was holding back some. That's they ran the ball.
I'm telling you right now, that's confirmed.
Right.
Yes.
They help because they're going to play them again. So they don't want to show them too much. That was another thing. They got to the lead and they just wanted to run the clock out and get the hell out of there. So Joe even said he needed to play a little better. And, I mean, when you take a week off of not playing, which is basically what they did, I think the rust was a little factor. But I mean, I think it's all systems go come Sunday, and I think we're going to boat race the Ravens. I don't think it's gonna be close because they're not gonna take the foot off the gas this time like they did Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. I still, I worry about the officials, but if Joe's dialed in, honestly, every single game comes down to Joe Burrow. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Right.
That's why I feel like when he's off, I have no problem saying, well, he's off.
Yeah, he was off, and he even said it. I mean,
yeah, because I trust that's not who he is. He's not an off quarterback. Like sometimes stuff happens. Great QBs have bad games. I've seen Patrick Mahomes just stink it up.
He literally said there were throws out there that I missed that I never miss.
Yep.
He literally said that, and that's not cocky. That's just confidence.
He left at least 2 easy touchdowns on the field.
Exactly.
Yeah. I can't remember what was it. Kevin said he'd like to see the whiteout, Cincinnati whiteout for the Super Bowl. Yeah. That would be sweet.
That would be cool.
Oh man.
I'll take that. All right, Cap, we've been on for about 52 minutes. I'll let you do your closing argument, closing statement. What would you like to leave Who Dey Nation before next time we on here? It'll be another Bengals victory playoff Monday. I'm calling that because I like to speak things into existence here on the show. So what's your final thoughts before we let you rolling out of here?
First of all, I got to give a big thank you and a shout out.
Cool.
To Homage.
Garfield. You like that?
They don't know me very well. And
that's the reason you're a Bengal fan.
Like I got this shirt and I still haven't tweeted it out. Like I got to take a picture and thank him because this means so much to me because Garfield is how I became a Bengals fan.
Right.
I've said the story. This is like my favorite shirt ever. It's awesome. And Homage, thank you. And I wish I was more mature and less gross. But to the previous comment, we're gonna win Sunday. And it's because of Joe Burrow and these Who Dey.
See you, Cap. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Cap's a great dude. Follow him on Twitter. You can fight with him on Twitter if you want, but just be nice to him. He's a good guy. He's a Bengals fan, true and true. So we all love Cap. Anyway, let's get to the Facebook groups that let me live stream. And, of course, I appreciate every single one of you guys. They are Who Dey Nation, Who Dey Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Radical Reds, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar, and then you can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trinipole. TikTok is at Iceman90. TikTok's a breath mint. I don't know where I got that from. It's at Iceman90. I'll be pulling off the sound later on tonight. Check it out. It's on Beanpod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure you rate, like, and review on Apple. That would be awesome. Leave a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. YouTubers, like I said, you guys are awesome. I say this a million times. I say this every show. If it wasn't for you guys, I would not have a show. We're up to 2,013 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate you guys. We are in the beginning of our playoff Super Bowl run. I've said this before. I said this when we drafted Jackpot Joey. When you have that toy, you have that elite player, you can win multiple Super Bowls. We have that guy. The Ratbirds know we had that guy. The Steelers know we had that guy. The Chiefs know we had that guy. The Bills know we had that guy. They all know about Jackpot Joey. They're all scared. And the Bengals, no matter who you put in front of them, Take the number 2 seed away from us. Make us go to Buffalo. Make us go to Kansas City. I'm not scared. We're the conquerors of the North, baby. We're going to win this daggone thing. And we're not going to come seconds away from it. We're going to win it. See you guys tomorrow. Ready? And that's your sports, baby. See ya!
In the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, day we ignite. Cincinnati, we gon' rise. In the jungle, we unite. Drippin' orange and black and white. Day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every game day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle, dripping heat. Tigers strike the city streets. East side, stand up. West side, stand up. If you reppin', who that? Time to put your hands up. Bingo stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati, jungle fitted. Who they in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the bounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes be tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite drippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who got 'em, who rockin' on? Stripes. Now who